This is something that we came up with for this campaign. I know you said last time that it has been used in other countries, and it does help give us a better picture of what is happening. And that is something that we call the Neighbour Poll. So the Neighbour Poll, the idea behind this is we're not asking you, who are you voting for? The question isn't to the person who's responding to the poll. It isn't, hey, who do you plan to vote on in the next election, which could lead to people not giving the straight answer or choosing not to answer, or what we see is it skews more towards the Liberals, but asking people who their neighbors are voting for, which I think kind of cuts past the distrust that many people have for pollsters. And you might be more open to telling a pollster who you think your neighbor is going to vote for based on the momentum, based on the number of signs in your neighborhood, based on the conversations that you're having at the coffee shop or around the dinner table or around the water cooler at work. And it helps us tap into something a little bit deeper. And this is why I think it's so important. This time around, this is the second time that we've asked this Neighbour Poll question. And this time around, we actually see that the Conservatives are winning when we look at it this way. When we look at it this way and ask this question of who your neighbors are voting for, the Conservatives are at 40%, the Liberals are at 38%. So David, why don't you walk us through this?
Yeah, so what we're seeing is with this neighbor poll, or with this neighbor question, it's actually the Conservatives that are leading over the Liberals. The Conservatives, 40% of people indicated that their neighbors would be voting for the Conservatives, 38% for the Liberals, and then 14% for the NDP, 4% for the Bloc Québécois, 3% for the Greens, and then 1% for other. And this is among people who did not say that they didn't know how their neighbors were voting.